Right, welcome back everyone, welcome back to another video on the racing MGF. As you can see, we ploughed through the work and we've actually got the rear quarter fitted now. That is just a case of just copying and pasting the front sill section, which was the video that you've already seen. If you haven't seen it, obviously go back and have a look. But we've done this front closing panel and we've done that sill section. Yeah, so again, that's just a case of slapping this rear quarter on, getting into some epoxy primer and just rubbing it down. So I've keyed it down to about 400 grit. I went through some bare metal, so we've obviously just aerosoled some more extra primer on there as well, as you can see, because it's two slightly different greys. That is keyed down to 400. So you can still see a couple of light scratches and stuff like that through the DA and through hand sanding. But hopefully the paint will cover that up. Now I was going to show all this, I was going to record all this, but between Christmas and New Year, and I was having some plans on having a couple of extra videos as well, but I was just so ill that I couldn't do it all, and I spent most of Christmas and New Year just resting up really. So yeah, with all them excuses out of the way with, we are where we're at, and I think we're just going to crack on and get some paint on it, get some lacquer on it, and hopefully that will be all fine and dandy. Now I have got the blow heater in the background. It's not on at the minute, but we're trying to get this temperature. It's about 2 or 3 degrees at the minute. It's actually trying to sleet, so it's quite cold in here. And because of the roller shutter doors, we get a nice breeze come through the top here, which takes away all the heat that we've just put in. So I've got the diesel blow heater in here, trying to get it up to about 18 degrees when we're painting. So, right, let's go and mix some paint up and hopefully get it onto the vehicle. Right, so this is all the equipment that I've got out at the minute. This is my cheap little Amazon paint gun. What have I got here? Clear coat. So we've got a clear coat. This is our epoxy primer that we use, but I'm pretty out of that now. I've got a little dribble in there, but and I've got probably about, what's that, half a litre in there, and I've probably got half of 1 litre, so I've got about a litre of paint to go through. This is an old one that we used for when we done the 2 rear quarters 2 or 3 years ago now. And then obviously this is a new one that I bought. I don't know why I got that one, but I've got it. A couple of paint pots, some thinners, because we are going to have to thin this down 50-50. Got some degreaser to wipe all the panels down before we paint. That's about it really. So let's set you up. Let's open some of this paint up and give it a good old mix around. I don't know how long it's good for, but we'll give it a good old mix around and thin it out, get it in the gun and see what we come up with. Right, so we'll use this one first. Not going to bother with paint strains or anything like that, because I ain't got any. That's a little bit more than half a litre in there. Just trying to think if it's already thinned down, to be honest with you. Right, so we're mixing this 50-50. So I'll probably stick in about 250. And then 250 of thinners. So that gives us half a litre of paint. I'm just going to tip this straight in. I'm going to fill the gun all the way up. Wow. About 400ml in there. I think it's about a 600ml cup, to be honest with you. We'll get that in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a nice clean rag and we're going to give the whole car a good wipe over with some degreaser. Obviously we've got the wing here as well, so we'll need to do that. And then we'll get the heater on and get everything up to temperature, and then we'll start painting. Right, so that's all now degreased. I haven't got any tack rags. I thought we had tack rags, but I haven't got any, so we won't be tacking it. The other thing that I forgot to mention is underneath here, I've already stone chipped everything. So yeah, we've got all the stone chip in place. We will be literally painting all the way across the top here, all the way across here. Luckily we've got a finishing strip here, so we won't see the line there, but we probably will see, we've got a bit of a swage line here, so hopefully we can blend the paint in, and all around here is just on a seam. You can see on this one, like a light bucket seam. So yeah, hopefully we can hide most of it. Again, I'm not looking for perfection because, again, it is just a race car, but I do want to try and get it to the best of my abilities. Yeah, so let's get the paint and blow something over. Right, so that's the first dust coat. Just to get some adhesion really. So yeah, we'll just let that flash off 10-15 minutes and then we'll go on for the second coat. Not really too sure how many coats I'm going to apply at this precise moment in time. I'm going to say 3, but I must have probably done about 300 ml of paint just on this bit here. So we've got to be a little bit careful of how much paint we use, or how much paint we'll have left to finish the car off. But yeah, be back in a second. Right, so that's now the third coat. I forgot to put hit record on the second coat, but as you see, I've got a dent in there, which I didn't realise, but hey ho, there we go. So this is now the third coat. Not looking too bad. I've got a little bit of a run here, but I think that is through the primer where I covered up the bare metal after going through it with some extra primer, so I think that's running the primer, not in the paint. But apart from that, I'm fairly happy. That's that, it's just a racer. The only other thing I've noticed as well is there's a load of holes around here to do a clip. Well, I didn't notice that this panel didn't have them, so we're going to either have to put it in, put the holes in, or we are going to have to just stick a flexor trim on. I don't really want to stick a flexor trim on or tiger seal trim on because that'd be difficult to get it off. But and then obviously this bit here, where I haven't sanded down properly, again it's just in the prep really more than the paint, but there we go. I've gone through what was left of that big can, which was probably just over half a litre. I have got another half a litre left, but I have got rear diffuser and side skirts to go on this as yet, so I'm just debating whether to stick one final coat on, so 4 coats, because the first coat was literally just a tack coat and that was very transparent, so not really going to class that as a coat before we hit the lacquer. So yeah, I think again we've got the side skirts and diffuser, which I just mentioned, but I've also need to redo the seat rails, weld some plates in on the floor to accept the seat, the new seat that we've got, and then we're going to have to blow the cockpit in as well anyway, so I'll need a little bit of paint there, so I might have to order some more paint, so I might do another good thick coat once this one's tacked off a little bit. So yeah, overall I'm pretty happy so far. Yeah, again, it is what it is. It's a race car, isn't it? So I didn't spend as much time prepping as what I would probably do on something that you use on a daily basis, but yeah, I'm relatively happy. So I think we'll just mix some more paint up, let this tack off a little bit, and then we'll hit it again, and then we'll go in with the lacquer. Right guys, I think I might have made a huge mistake just putting some lacquer on. Put the first dust coat on all over the car, and then went to make up some more lacquer, and didn't have enough basically, and my hardener's gone all hard inside there. I had to pierce a hole in the bottom. So make sure that your hardener hasn't gone hard. So I had to run and get some more lacquer, but it's been an hour. I did have a little bit left in this gun here, and I've just done a second coat on this front wing. I'm hoping that we've managed to save it and it hasn't gone off too much. So yes, again, because I've left it nearly an hour for the first coat to go off, I think the second coat is going to be really orangey pale because it's taken up all, that's not blending in as much, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to make up another batch. I'm hoping that the different brands isn't going to make no difference, and we'll get a couple of coats on, hopefully to mask this bit off here. I mean, that's pretty dry, So I guess it still is a little bit tacky. So we'll make up another one. Hopefully the brands are compatible. This is the one that I was using, the Body Plus, and this is the one that I've just got, the Novel. So yeah, let's make up another batch. This is 2:1, so 2 parts lacquer, 1 part hardener, and we just use these little cups here. That's a 2:1 there. There we go. So yeah. Right, let's make some more up, and then hopefully we can finish painting this car. Right, I'm hoping that I've saved it. I'm not too sure how many runs we're going to get. I've laid it on quite thick. Again, that run was already there, that's in the primer, so don't worry about that one. There's a couple of bits of shit in the paint, but not anything that we can buff out. So we'll give it 10-15 minutes, and then we'll come back and see if there's any runs and if we need to put another coat on or not. But I mean, it's looking alright, you know. Again, it is just a race car. There was quite a lot of crap in there, but we should be able to cut and buff that out. So yeah, no, I'm reasonably happy with it. Again, we'll need to come back in the next 10 minutes and just see if there's any runs or anything in there, or there's any dry spots. I think there might be some dry spots just around here somewhere, so we might have to go around and give it another coat. Plus that gives us plenty of material to cut and buff then, doesn't it, if we put some more lacquer on it. But yeah, no, I think it's quite orange peely, but again I think it's because I left it too long between the coats of lacquer. But again, if I go over that with another coat of lacquer, we should be alright, and we should be able to cut and buff it out quite well. Anyway, that's the hope anyway. Right, there we are then. We're pretty much done. I did put another coat on of lacquer, so it's got that first dust coat, then we run out of lacquer, then I put a fairly thick coat on the second time with the new lacquer, and then we've just put another thick coat on, so we've got plenty to cut and buff if we need to. In the sense of quality, I think that first coat of lacquer that I've done and running out of lacquer has affected the quality, because when I've done the Metro wings and bonnet, I can't remember it being that orange peely, but I'm happy with the outcome so far. As I say, it's just a race car, and we are going to be able to cut and buff out everything to make it look fairly decent when we need to. What's next? I'm going to leave it here overnight. It's going to get cold here overnight. We've managed to keep the temperature about 18 degrees throughout the day, so hopefully it's had a good set and bonding to the paint and the metal work and the primer and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, no, I'm quite happy with it, to be honest with you, considering I've never done anything like this before, especially to this scale. It's come out quite well. I think over the Christmas period and the New Year period, I was just so ill, I just rushed quite a lot of it, to be honest with you, but I'm still quite happy with the outcome. So yeah, next step is we're just going to let it dry up overnight. Tomorrow we'll come in, we'll probably fit the door in, the roof on, just to get it a little bit airtight. I am going to need to use this ramp tomorrow and the day after, but we are hopefully going to be able to push it out. It's not due to rain, although it's going to be very cold, about 2 or 3 degrees, so there's going to be a little bit of moisture in the air, but hopefully by the time I get here, unmask it all, that's going to be hard enough to then stick the door on. I don't really want to stick the roof on, but I'm going to have to. I'm going to see again in the morning what the weather's going to do. We might just leave the roof off, put the door on, leave the roof off, and go from there really. Yeah, so again, I'm kind of repeating myself really, but I'm quite happy with how it's all come out. I'm going to leave this video here for now. The next video you'll see on this, we're going to start paneling it all up properly, so get the wing on, the bumper on. I've got some rear crash cans on order, so we just need to take the broken bits of the crash car cans off the old body and get it all panelled up again. And then I have got some side skirt extensions from Jag Abbey and a MGF rear diffuser from Jag Abbey as well, so we need to fit them, get them in paint, slap them on, get the seat in place as well. I need to weld in some bars on the seat, blow in the interior where I've welded them so it don't rust, yada 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 yada, loads to do, no time to do it, and I don't feel great either. Right, but for this video, I'm going to leave it there, get it out here because we're a bit slow on videos at the minute. and then hopefully you won't have to wait too long to the next one. So for now, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Right, I thought I'd just quickly cut in and show you the next day on how it's all turned out. So straight away, I've noticed a couple of runs. We've got a little tiny one just here. All down this shut line, we've got a nice big run, but we won't see any of that because the door will be covered there, and we've got a nice plump door seal to go around there, so you won't hardly notice that. We've got a little bit of a run just here. That's the run in the primer, which I failed to sand down. And then just around the back here, we've got a little bit of a run just here, and it's just dripping off there. So we can probably just pick that off, or get a blade on there and just cut that off. And then obviously we got a boot latch on there anyway. So in the grand scheme of things, I am very happy. It has settled down a little bit now, so it isn't as orange peely, but it is still quite orange peely. But again, that's nothing a good cut and polish won't sort out. And we have got a few little bits of dirt in the paint here as well. Sorry for the flickering, that's better. Yeah, got a couple of little dirt bits in the paint. But again, what do you expect with a dusty old workshop? And the wing's pretty much the same. We've got a couple of bits of dirt in here. Can't see any runs. So yeah, that's all good. So yeah, I think we're pretty much there now. We can crack on, get the door on, get the wing on, get the front bumper on, get all the trims on. As I say, I'll need to cut some holes in the, or drill some holes in the top here to match these. Hopefully I won't have to square them out. Hopefully I can just find the size of that and just drill that size hole in there, and we'll just have to make sure the clips are all in the right places. And I've still got some paint, so I'll just dab in a bit of paint there before I put the clips in. But yeah, overall I'm really happy. So the next stage is, or in the next video, will be demasking and fitting up all the panels, and then seeing how well the door matches with the rest of the car. Right, this time we'll see you in the next video.
But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer. I'll be back.
Right, I thought I'd just quickly cut in and show you the next day on how it's all turned out. So straight away, I've noticed a couple of runs. We've got a little tiny one just here. All down this shut line, we've got a nice big run, but we won't see any of that because the door will be covered there, and we've got a nice plump door seal to go around there, so you won't hardly notice that. We've got a little bit of a run just here. That's the run in the primer, which I failed to sand down. And then just around the back here, we've got a little bit of a run just here, and it's just dripping off there. So we can probably just pick that off, or get a blade on there and just cut that off. And then obviously we got a boot latch on there anyway. So in the grand scheme of things, I am very happy. It has settled down a little bit now, so it isn't as orange peely, but it is still quite orange peely. But again, that's nothing a good cut and polish won't sort out. And we have got a few little bits of dirt in the paint here as well. Sorry for the flickering, that's better. Yeah, got a couple of little dirt bits in the paint. But again, what do you expect with a dusty old workshop? And the wing's pretty much the same. We've got a couple of bits of dirt in here. Can't see any runs. So yeah, that's all good. So yeah, I think we're pretty much there now. We can crack on, get the door on, get the wing on, get the front bumper on, get all the trims on. As I say, I'll need to cut some holes in the, or drill some holes in the top here to match these. Hopefully I won't have to square them out. Hopefully I can just find the size of that and just drill that size hole in there, and we'll just have to make sure the clips are all in the right places. And I've still got some paint, so I'll just dab in a bit of paint there before I put the clips in. But yeah, overall I'm really happy. So the next stage is, or in the next video, will be demasking and fitting up all the panels, and then seeing how well the door matches with the rest of the car. Right, this time we'll see you in the next video.